Okay, I'll check on him. Let's see. Hey, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to Play Painted Live. Hope you guys are having a good Sunday evening. I got a full house awake right now, so we're just gonna roll the dice here, right? We're just gonna roll the dice. We're gonna see how it goes, folks. You can already hear a kid screaming, so that's a good sign. So yeah. So anyway, here we go with another one of these, and tonight we have a lot. There's been a lot of painting. There hasn't been as much streaming, but there has been a lot of painting, and that's what we're going to go over tonight. So, very large Batman commission, okay? So hang tight with me here. Let's go over where we're at, all right? Court of Owls. Court of Owls. Okay, so we got Court of Owls. Let's just look at some stuff. It's just a hodgepodge of things. We got Harvey Bullock, fat man with a donuts and coffee. Fat man with donuts and coffee. So yeah, Harvey Bullock. If this looks uneven here on the flat black on the base, it's because these have not been sealed yet. Okay, so I seal them with the satin. And the satin is nice because it unifies all the sheen. Like, for example, take Red Hood here, right? Red Hood is extremely shiny on the hood part, and then it's super flat down here. When that satin is going to unify all of that, okay? So we got that. Got Red Hood. We got Adam West Batman. Pow! Right, Adam West Batman, looking pretty dope and pretty Adam Westy, right? And you can't have Adam West without some Burt Ward Dolphin Shorts Robin. So we got Burt Ward Dolphin Shorts Robin. And then we got Grifter, who is looking a little bright. He needs a little. We're going to just touch up. We're going to touch some of these up as we go. I probably should have sealed them. Here's the problem with kind of a large commission of lots of characters is sometimes you don't get around to sealing the ones that you finished earlier. This commission has been going on a full week now. And so sometimes you're going to have to go back and touch up things, especially when you haven't had a chance to seal anything yet. So let's get Grifter let's get him all done. Get him all done and taken care of, and you can see there's some spots, man. There's some spots. We'll call them holidays, even though they're not. They're actually not holidays, but we'll call them holidays. Also, while I got Grifter out here, I do want to hit the base here with a little bit of Basilicanum Gray. Right? Yeah, I totally want to do that. Let's see. Basilicanum Gray. I wonder if I can find some Basilicanum Gray. Hold on. Yeah, I got some Basilicanum Gray. Here's some Basilicanum Gray. Right? Just want to darken Grifter up a little bit. He's looking a little clean. Okay? So just doing this, right? So the base doesn't look all Tactical Rock doesn't look too silly there. All right? Oh, Grifter. Okay, Grifter. So that was Grifter. Who else we got? Burt Ward. And then here's the guy that I have not shown yet. Carja Burst. Carja Burst. Not bad, right? He's looking pretty cool. So that was 7 miniatures so far, and there's more. There's still more, guys, and here's what we're painting tonight. Okay, so we got some stuff to paint tonight, and so we're wrapping up this Talon. I don't remember his name, but he's a Talon of some sort, right? And you can see he's mostly done. There's a child screaming in the background, but he is mostly done. So we got him. We got this other Talon here. This one is named. I forget his name though. I got to work on his cloak a little bit, right? And then we also have Raptor. Raptor! Who's a guy who looks like he's surfing on a cape. I don't know this character very well, but there you go. Got Raptor as well. All right. So yeah, let's. That's who we're working on. And then if there's time, and I doubt there will be, but if there's time, we can get some work here on Polka Dot Man, who is going to be very interesting because there's quite a bit of freehand involved in Polka Dot Man. All right. Okay. All right, folks. Well, let's jump into it, starting here with this Talon. So here's the issue here, right? I did Skeleton Horde contrast paint the block in that cloak, and you can see it's got blotchies and splotchies on it. And one thing I do not like, it is blotchies and splotchies. So let's take care of some blotchies and some splotchies by doing something unheard of. We're going to use actual opaque paint on this. I know, calm down everyone. Yes, we are we are going to be painting with some actual opaque paint. In this case, we're going to be doing leather brown from Vallejo Game Color. So that's what we're working on. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, or threats. I'm really, right now, I'm on a kick here with my, we're painting with a Winsor Newton 3 right now, which is really doing the job for me. Okay. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you're working on, or maybe who your favorite villain is in Batman. Maybe you can say that. Batman Miniatures game, 3rd edition, is, guess what? It's a very good game. It's a very, very good game. You know what I call it? I call it Malifaux 3rd edition, but like you can finish it and continue living your life. Malifaux 3rd edition games are taking quite some time, but I liken that to that's user skill, right? User experience, we'll say. Kind of like Guild Ball. You can have a game of Guild Ball go, 3 hours or whatever, but a typical game of Guild Ball should run you about 90 minutes. Once you know, with the caveat being once you know what you're doing. Okay? All right. So a little bit of leather brown going down here. Good thing I kind of stocked up on some different browns recently, because I noticed if you use a lot of contrast paints, you start to realize how many gaps you have in your brown color space. And I know it's totally possible and not terribly difficult to kind of mix your way into brown. See that bubble there? I do not like that bubble. Okay. Last thing you want is, you do not want a bubble on your painted surface, because when that breaks, you're going to leave behind a little crater there, and it's going to suck. And you're going to be super sad that that's what happened to your dope Court of Owls paint job. Okay. So we're just gonna blend all of this in. Okay. Court of Owls, one of my favorite Batman villains. Love the Court of Owls. Love the Court of Owls. I love that whole story arc, and Court of Owls look is just so cool. I actually have, I don't know how many people know this, but I actually have a Court of Owls mask here in this gaming room. It's kind of cool. I've never opened it, but I probably should. Because it would be a cheap costume to wear to like Comic-Con or something like that, right? Just get my family dressed up in their finds, right? Their Sunday finds, and then just wear a Court of Owls mask on top of it. All right. The other thing we gotta do with this, dude, is blocking the brown. Oh man, got a clog here. Das ist bad, man. Right? So you gotta get all stabby and stab it in like that. Always good to have a stabby on hand. Okay. So if you're just joining us, welcome to Play It Painted Live. Let us know what you're painting, what you should be painting. Got a lot of Batman. Like I said, a lot of Batman on deck, guys. Right. Okay. So I'm going to use this russet brown. Just kind of. So now all I'm really doing is taking the puddles away from what the contrast paints gave us. Right? Give this model a little bit more of an even look to him. It's not so bad. Right? It's kind of the nice thing about doing your color blocking in with contrast paints is sometimes it looks fine and you leave it. Sometimes though, you do a bit of cleanup. But it's almost never a lot of cleanup unless you're talking about the skin. The skin shades for contrast can often be a little more work to clean up and bring back to a presentable form. All right. So far, so good. Next up, I want to paint in kind of the yellow owl eyes there. I'm going to use like a NMM base or a yellow ochre. Let's see what we got. If I can find one. NMM base. I know I've got an NMM base here. Just got to find it. It's not too bad. Just got to find it. Just kind of what we do for most of the show, isn't it? You just listen to me fumble through my paints and hope that I find the color I need. But a lot of times, this is not a fact I'm proud of, but a lot of times I'll just go and if I can't find the color I need, I will find something very close to it and use that. Not the most ideal situation, folks, but in this case, definitely not ideal. I don't like that at all. Do not like. It's not even gonna paint. It's not even gonna look very opaque when we put that down, but let's see. Yeah, it's not. Well, maybe. Maybe. I just want to paint the little eyeballs here on the owl armor. I want to paint those eyeballs in, but oh hey, this is a long name for a user. Video game, manga, and sports review. Chewy89. Can I just call you Chewy89? Did you get the 3rd edition starter set already? I did not get the 3rd edition starter set. I've just been running around with some crews that I've been buying. This is actually a commission that somebody who does have the 3rd edition starter set. I have a bunch of just the cards printed out, and I've got crews from like 2nd edition. What's up, Yag Sipik? Yag Sipik? I don't know. That's a cool name. You finished up the Red Hood? Nice. Which Red Hood? The most recent one? Is it? Did you you finished up this one? This Red Hood? It's an awesome mini. Awesome mini. Love that Red Hood. Yeah. Let's see. Right now for Batman, I also have a Court of Owls. I have Watchmen. So I have the Watchmen box, Court of Owls. I have Doom Patrol. And then I have the Dark Knight Rises set, so I have I have Christian Bale Batman, and then I also have de facto League of Assassins Bane. So you know what the Dark Knight Rises set comes with. So I have those crews for Batman. But Batman has kind of been on and off the menu for us locally. This is Chris's stuff, and he still ardently collecting it. Hey, what's up, Jason? Let's see. Yeah, I have a lot of stuff ordered on the way for the game. It was all for my birthday, so you went ham. Nice. Happy birthday. Yeah, well, happy belated, obviously. So you bought a bunch of stuff. You know what I really want from the Batman game is I really want, I still want a Zatanna mini. It's kind of driving me crazy. I thought I got one, but I didn't. I don't know where my Zatanna, I thought I got a Zatanna mini. Actually, I do have a Zatanna mini. What am I saying? I do have a Zatanna mini, and I can use it as my Colette miniature when I play Malifaux. So there's that. Okay, so this model kind of has almost like a little brass type appearance to the armor. So let's see what we can do there. You went in for the April sale. Yeah, money has been tight for me. So I have been trying to be very good. Put it that way. I have been trying to be good, and I'll just use the word trying. Not always good, but I have been trying to be good regarding my miniature game purchases. Commissions have been good, but even still, still a bit. It's been a bit of a struggle. You like to see a Batman Beyond fig? Well, I have Batman Beyond for the Monolith game. Which is a cool game, by the way. I don't know if you guys play it. It's a cool game. We haven't broke it out in a while. I have Season 2, and I painted my way through all the big boxes of Season 2. but we haven't played any of it. So we haven't played League of Assassins. We haven't played Suicide Squad. We haven't played any of that stuff for season 2. Oh, the Grim Knight. Yeah, I painted the Grim Knight. I want to say maybe a couple months back. I painted the Grim Knight. Pretty good. Pretty good. Okay. So I don't know how much of this color is actually making it through, but there we go. Yeah, I do want that color to kind of pop right there. Cool. Anybody else doing? Are you guys doing any painting tonight? Anyone working on anything? Jason, you working on any painting? I was seriously going to try to sneak in a game this afternoon, but I don't think. But haven't heard anything from Nelson, so we didn't do that. Plus, I think Nelson wanted to get me a commission. I think he was ready to start another commission with me, since this one is rapidly approaching completion. See a little bit of blue here on that. We're working on some MCP, nice. I was I popped into CQ a little bit today, and I was talking to Thomas about Malifaux. Kind of gave him some suggestions. He wanted to paint something super fun, and no, this is not a crew I would kind of recommend as a starter, but he wanted to paint something fun, and I gave him the lore behind Dreamer, and so he's painting up some Dreamer, I think. But he's also got to gear up for our Guild Ball tournament coming up. Speaking of which, since very few people are watching right now, let me show you guys this year's Fulmination Cup. Okay, has not been engraved yet, but let me show it to you. Okay, last year's Fulmination Cup was actually quite nice. It was black. It was like a black brass from Spain, and I got the same. I found another Stein from Spain, or tankard, however if you're going to be particular about it. But let me show you guys real quick, okay? Since none of the regular Guild Ball people are watching right now. What? 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 This is not going to work. This is not going to work. I didn't... Oh my god, this is bad. Never mind. I didn't realize that this was already engraved. It's bad. But Edward Pochilluccio, part of the Special Investigations Unit. That's not going to work. It's not going to work. All right, I'm going to have to figure something out. That's bad times. That is bad times. I'm going to look at the... Hold on a minute. That's hilarious but bad. Hilarious but bad. I don't think... Hold on. Did I just do a dumb thing? I think I did. Guys, I think I just did a dumb thing. You love my videos? You try to watch when you can't paint? Great stuff. Thanks, man. What are you working on anything currently. What did I just do? Did this have... Wait. Show me the item info. Oh, I see what they... So, this is my fault because I didn't look at the picture clearly enough to see that it actually already was engraved. Oh, man. Oh, well. I'm going to ask my buddy who has this type of equipment if he can do anything with it. If not, I will get us another Fulmination cup. I mean, it's a good cup. Who knows? I'll pour beer in it. I don't care. It could be the precursor cup, right? Anyway, yeah. So we got a Guild Ball tournament coming in 2 weeks, and I gotta get. So now apparently, I'm gonna have to find us a proper prize for it. You know, when that kind of stuff happens, you can only be mad at yourself. So I don't take it all that seriously. Right? It's life. This guy's pretty cool. I don't know if there's not much left to do on this guy. Let's actually let's just force some contrast out of his armor, shall we? All right. Now, Ash Black is super cool if you want to do this kind of thing. But I'm gonna do. So let's use a little Ash Black. Between Kingdom Death and Batman DCEU, will be painting less, though myself and my girlfriend are moving in and saving up for a home as well. Time and space will be hard. Yeah. Buying a home, well, I'll put it to you this way. Where I live in California, Southern California, buying a home is a fairly painful event because of pricing and home. My home. The good news is your home values are going up. So if you already own a home, you're in pretty good shape. Like I'm in pretty good shape with my little place. But if you're trying to buy a home right now, that's kind of rough because there's a housing shortage actually in a lot of the U.S. You never know the guy would show up and win the cup. He is part of a special investigations unit, 1994. I hope that guy is alive. Like, I hope that's not a dead man's cup, dude. Like he died on the job or something. Like he was investigating the crime of the century, and then someone killed him, and then sold his cup on eBay, right? And now the ghost of what was the guy's name? What's his name? Edward Pot. I'm gonna butcher this last name. Pasiluco? I think it's Pachiluco. Edward Pochiluco. He's going to come back. The ghost of Edward Pochiluco is going to come and haunt me. Edward Pochiluco. You think he's like... I'm thinking like East Coast... Right? Like East Coast Paisano. He's like a New York detective. Hey! What do you mean you're selling my cup? You give my cup away for some weird sports ball game. Can't believe I have to come back from the dead to prevent my cup getting given away on some nerd shit. Right? That's probably what Edward's probably flipping out a little bit. Oh no, I'm kind of flipping out over here. Who's gonna solve this crime? If he is gone though, seriously, rip Edward Pochiluco. Dead Man's Cup. I should. You know what? Okay, I am going to give that cup away. I am going to give that cup away to somebody. And it's going to be hilarious. All right, you hear that, Ghost of Edward Pachaluco? You can freak out. Yes, some random nerd will get your cup. I'm gonna make it so that I'm also eligible to win it. It's just gonna be some random thing. I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna randomly give out the Dead Man's Cup. What do you think? Dead Man's Cup might be kind of a cool, tournament format. You never know. Could be. You're trying to tell me over here. My cup is getting given away to some nerd playing some fake sports ball game. Why don't you go out there and kick the ball yourself? Alright? We play a lot of soccer on the East Coast. Why don't you not be a loser and go kick that ball yourself? You're going to play in the tourney and register as Edward. Okay, let me spell it for you. You got, here, I'll spell it for you. In that way, you can win it. All right, can you read this? Edward, here's the last name. Pachaluco. P-O-C-I-L-U-J-K-O. Edward Pachaluco. Right? And you got to be part of the Special Investigations Unit 1994. Dun, 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 dun. You get the Law and Order music playing when you claim your cup. That's kind of awesome. Send you a pic. Okay, we'll do. Well, the problem is because it's because it's kind of I guess it's like a nickel. It doesn't. It's going to reflect. You won't be able to. I'll just send you how to spell the name. Sounds like an 80s underground fighting movie starring Van Damme. Where he has to dance. There's this really awkward scene in the movie where he's dancing. Guest starring Edward Pachaluco. Okay. Well, these guys are looking pretty good. You know what? Let's throw the black on them. And we'll work a little bit on this guy. Well, actually, here we gotta block out this guy a little bit, right? Because that cloak is looking a little chunky. And I don't want to do this, but I may have to actually use my entrail pink for that. Yeah, I don't like to use waste entrail pink because it's very hard to find, and it's such a good color for human lips. I don't know. Yeah, pretty damn funny. I'm glad I decided to reveal it on camera because I never would. I would have been sitting on that going, "Oh, it's fine, it's fine," and then the Day of Reckoning shows up, and I'm like, "Oh crap! I need to get this engraved." And I look at it. I bring it all the way down there to get engraved, and then it's already engraved. That's when Edward Pachaluco is laughing his ass off at us. Well, me specifically. All right. This is a little too light too. You know what? I need sunset red, actually. Yeah, let's do sunset red. All right. So what else is new, guys? Has anyone watched Mortal Kombat? I have not done that yet. Any opinions on Mortal Kombat? I have not done that myself, but I wish to. wish to do a little Mortal Kombat. I definitely am not expecting it to be as good as the 95 Mortal Kombat. I'm very partial to the 95 Mortal Kombat. And not just because of Bridget Wilson, who, you know, I absolutely love Bridget Wilson, but not just because of her, but um, it's got Christopher Lambert in it, right? The 95 Mortal Kombat was just glorious in how like ridiculous it was. But it did ridiculous well. It owned it, right? It was not afraid to be the crappy like kind of movie it was, and it, you know, and most people agree that it is still the best fighting game film adaptation to date. So let's just be real there. The dance scene was in Kickboxer, also known as Bloodsport. Yep. Also housing is Mad Ram. That's good. That's good. You're in Ireland. Very cool, sir. Yeah, we gotta have a. I should. Okay. Maybe we should have the Edward Pochaluco Memorial Cup. That will be a single round. It will be a single round of Fulmination, of the regular Fulmination tournament. We're just going to dedicate that round to Edward Pochaluco and then award the cup at the end of that round, just randomly. I think I kind of, I'll figure out how to do this in the most fair way possible. But I'm pretty excited for it. This might be the way to appease the ghost of Edward. Do you think that's pronounced Pochaluco? Or is it Posiluco? Or maybe it's like really pronounced, like, you know how some of those like Polish names are completely different. They're just spelled different, like, you know, like Mike Krzyzewski, right? Mike Krzyzewski, if you actually pronounce his name, it's Mike Krzyzewski. So if that guy's name is Edward Pochaluco, maybe in like it's pronounced like Edward Policeman or something like that. Right? Maybe it's just Edward Pochaluco or something. I don't know. Let's see. I want to get my girlfriend to watch the new Mortal Kombat this week. You know, trick her. Good, good. I like your thinking, sir. Can't get her to go in willingly. We can always trick her. Was that pink color? It was super nice. It is nice, not super in your face like most pinks. Oh, okay, not this pink. This pink is Sunset Red from Vallejo Model Color, which is a very good pink. As you can see, it's a very good pink. But if you want, here, I'll show you on my wet palette. So, right? So, okay. I know it's a little bit reflective here, but this color here, that's Sunset Pink, okay, from Vallejo. This here, this one down here, this is Entrail Pink from Reaper. And Entrail Pink is a fantastic color, and I cannot for the life of me. It's one of those, like, there's paints like this that are super good, and I try to be spraying with them because I have such a hard time finding them. But this color pink is fantastic for it. If you're going to do, like I said, lips on humans, probably the best pink you can find for that. And then my all-time favorite Reaper color, Dirty Bone. Dirty Bone is amazing, and you have to keep it. Like it has a special place here on my palette, just because it's a super versatile color, and who doesn't like a Dirty Bone, right? It's a great color. All right, so onto this surfer cape dude, and I need a little bit darker gray because I want the lining of his outfit to show up a little bit. So we're not going light gray. Where is it? Here we go. Navy gray. Okay, navy gray is another really good color. If you are not using these Ammo MIG shaders, they're fantastic. They're really nice. I'm a big fan. All right. So I'm just going to use this as kind of a liner, right? So that you can, and it's kind of nice for that, right? Because this model has a lot of gray. It's like gray and white, but it's overall, it's a pretty light color there. And so what's nice about these shaders is you can put it on where you want it to be, and then just dampen your brush and remove the excess, right? So you can get really, really nice clean lines and that kind of stuff using this, right? I'll show you on these because there's distinct borders on these parts of the model. And sometimes it can be hard to paint this precisely, right? So what you can do, paint that in. And it's just going to help, and it'll just help outline, right, these little individual ridges in the costume. Hey, what's up, Larry? See, so this is a nice little stealth liner that's not going to interfere too much with your color. Like, it's not going to shade it out of existence. It's really nice. Like, the more I use these things, the more I start to get, the more I really understand where you can use them. A pretty good airbrush toner too, if you want to go that route. But I like getting that effect, right? I want the overall color to be very light, but I want all the little creases showing, and I want to be able to move and correct it as I need, right? So that's really nice. Okay. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, he's looking pretty good. Surfing that cape to glory. All right. 1 second here. I gotta Hey, what's up, guys? 1 second. I'm fixing something in another room. Be right back. Okay. Sorry, I had to convince Amazon that I own something that I do in fact own. It's gotten to that point, folks. All right. So let's see. This guy's looking pretty good. Yeah, looking pretty good. Surfing that cape. All right. So here's what we're gonna do. I think we're at a pretty good spot with these three. So let's go ahead and lock them up with that coat. You know, that black coat there that we all enjoy so much. And then really, before I don't think we want to jump into Polka Dot Man just yet. What I want to do is actually, before I start doing that, I want to seal up what we've painted thus far, you know, the rest of this commission, and then we'll get into it. What's going on, Nelson? I tried to get a hold of you this afternoon. Try to you know, meet up or grab a game or something, but that did not happen, unfortunately. But all good. We're still good to go here, right? So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna victory lap these guys. Some Vallejo black. So yeah, I have to get around to watching some Mortal Kombat at some point. And then honestly, one thing I do need to do, or I want to try to do this week, is I want to try to get started on my Malifaux, on my, you know, the Malifaux crew I've been building, which is the Rasputina crew. Okay. So let's get going there. While I'm doing this, any questions, comments, or threats? I do have to, we're going to prep our airbrush for this next step here. How did you, whoa, how did your nerfed character turn out? Colette. I mean, I could feel that there were definitely some things nerfed about her, but I mean, she's still very playable. Still very playable. That's the good news. Um, but yeah, I could feel that like she was probably a little more vulnerable than I'm used to, and a little slower than I'm used to, and doesn't hit as hard. Believe it or not, Jason, yes, that was a pretty nerfed version of Colette that you were up against. But the cool thing is, it's making me kind of learn and use some of the other pieces that I wouldn't normally look at. Right? Starting to get some better use out of the mannequin, for example. Starting to get better use out of the performer, for example. So that's all good. I mean, when my favorite stuff gets nerfed, I wanna I wanna pretend like it doesn't affect me. But no, I get mad, right? I get upset. I feel like posting a thread on the internet. Oh, how come no one likes what I like? Right? How dare they nerf my girl? Right? I do feel like that. So I'm not. I'd be lying if I'm sitting up here going, "Oh yeah, nerfs are great. I can't wait." Um, but there's some, uh, there are some things that I admit that I do like about a nerf. For example, when uh, Midas on the Guild Ball side, Midas has been nerfed like 3 separate times and pretty heavy nerfs each time, and all deserved. Well, okay, no. The start of season 4 was a nerf that was not deserved because they thought they were improving him, but they actually made him worse. And then they brought him, and then the last couple of editions of Midas, they brought him back to where he was, not overpowered, but still playable, right? And that's all I really want. But the good news about that was when they nerfed Midas season 3, and everybody jumped ship. That was one of my favorite times to play Midas because everybody jumped ship, and it's like, oh no, I still really like this captain. I'm still gonna play him. Same with Colette. So I don't see, so you don't see as many people playing your favorite thing. And what's good about that is, it kind of gives you just that ability to snowflake a little bit. And people going in are not as worried about you because they're like, oh yeah, I heard Colette got nerfed, right? So those are all nice things. And again, you feel less guilty about playing. I know, Nelson. I'm sorry. You feel less guilty about playing something that was arguably pretty overpowered, right? Hey, what's up, Sean? So that's kind of where we are with her. Um, I'm thinking about um, I'm thinking about building Rasputina into kind of the second part of that mastery that I'm running in Malifaux, which is rough because she would be taking Karis's spot, and I really like Karis. Karis is a really fun master. I love the model. I like her story. I like the character. Karis has some very fun, and then they have Carlos in common, right? So I really like the henchmen that they share. So I wish he had a better model, and actually wish there was like a gender bend version of Carlos, because Carlos is super cool, and he deserves some attention, I think. But yeah, I've been in the mood to play some Malifaux. So I'm gonna see if I can actually line up some games with like Bing and whatnot. And during the week, Malifaux is very hard because of how long a game of Malifaux is. Hey, what's up, Sean? What about Tony Ironsides? I I've never really been interested in playing Tony Ironsides. I'll be honest. I don't know. She's got like that kind of tanky melee style, which if you like that style, obviously she's going to be very fun. But I just don't like that particular style. So I've never I don't know, just never really paid much attention to that crew. The one thing is that her henchman is pretty awesome, the captain. So you got that going for you. But yeah, I think I'm gonna run. So my Malifaux masters, obviously, I have or Arcanist masters. So I have Colette, Karis, Marcus, Rasputina. Technically Ramos. I'm gonna take Ramos out because he's Dead Man's Hand. But anyways, so I have those 4. And what I think you really want to do as you're learning Malifaux and get more comfortable with it is really just run 2 keywords. So my primary before has been Colette, and any strategy that I don't think Colette would be good at, typically killing strategies, I would bring in Karis for that. If there a strategy where you kind of need to do both, and Colette isn't quite up to the task, I like to go Marcus, because Marcus gives you some speed with that. And then Rasputina originally does not fit in that particular lineup, but I want to start experimenting with her. I think I can actually get a Rasputina lineup that can complement Colette pretty well. Worst case scenario, you can run like say Rasputina and Marcus, or it's weird because Rasputina, her second master can be a lot of things, but I do think Rasputina and Colette could be very good. Alternately, Rasputina Hoffman might be good, or Rasputina Mei Fang might be good. Or actually, go Rasputina Sandeep. That might be a really good one. Alright, so I'm just mixing up my varnish right now, because before we really kick off on Polka Dot Man, which I don't think I can finish tonight, guys, figure let's go ahead and seal up what we've got. Okay, so I'm mixing up the varnish with the airbrush thinner. Okay, so get going there. All right, so it might get a little cloudy on stream here, but let's start here with the Court of Owls. So you can see they're very shiny, and like I said, what this satin varnish is going to do is it's going to kind of unify the sheen a bit. It'll add a little bit of depth to some of the way the model looks, which is good. Okay, pretty good. All right, so good there. Let's get Adam West. You can see where like Adam West is. There's just areas that are really shiny on him, and we're just gonna unify all that with the varnish. Okay. Send the exploding pigs. Oh, you're going for Bayou. I expect I'll be painting some Explorer stuff here pretty soon. Okay, so here we go. Red Hood. Again, a lot of characters. It's a lot of individual pieces as part of this last commission. Kind of nice, right? It's nice to work on all this stuff. Okay. Love the Adam West models. Yeah. This is a problem. I love donuts as much as Harvey Bullock does. Okay. Adam West Mini has grown on you. It's pretty awesome. Speaking of which, awesome mini grifter. Grifter is a great model. Great character design. A lot of fun. I may have to do some cleanup on the green robe. Alright. We got KG Beast. Anya was one of the few explorers. Nice. Not English Ivan. I figure I'll just end up painting them and then we'll get to see what they're like on the tabletop. But right now, I'm not adding anything to Malifaux other than, you know, the Rasputina crew that I'm working on. Yeah. So that's going to unify this guy pretty well. Okay. Now we'll get to work on Polka Dot Man. The freehand will be interesting. All right. English Ivan, Krispy Kreme. There's only 1 or 2 of them in Ireland. Give me all the glaze. We visited with some family today, and one of the, I guess she's technically a family member, one of the family members that I had not met before, who lives local to us down here, she brought sidecar donuts. I don't know if any of the locals in the chat has ever had sidecar. Those are pretty good donuts. All right. So, with the varnish down, we've effectively hit the save button on all of those previous minis. We can get going on this guy, right? Mr. Polka Dot Man. You knew Polka Dot Man was going to be the last one because he's the most complicated one in terms of his design and trying to get as clean a paint job on him as possible. Morning, nerds. Hey, what's up, Dicey? Welcome to the feed, sir. I just like the design of the Explorers. I like that steampunk design that they have. It's really cool. And then some of them are very gothic, gothic horror, which is cool as well. All right. So let's get started on some Polka Dot Man. I'm going to have to pull up the artwork for him. All right, guys. 1 second. Yeah. I'm wondering if there's I want to get to the point where we're playing Malifaux games faster. If that makes sense, right? Let's see. So I'm going to type in Knight Models Polka Dot Man. Polka Dot Man. All right. Let's have a look. Yeah, so he's kind of an off-white color. He's kind of an off-white color. So, and there is some. All right. Let's see if we can figure this out. How we're going to do this, because the base colors, you could go skeletal horde as the undertone, but that may be pushing it a little too far in that direction. That said, I don't know that we have. Maybe we use maybe earth. What do we have? I have light clay. If I can, light clay might work. It would. This is a pretty good job for Filthy Bone, not gonna lie. But I love Filthy Bone. I don't want to waste Filthy Bone on that, right? Sorry, I just don't want a Filthy Bone all over that. Right? I just don't want to do that. I don't think that's so. So we're gonna work our way to off-white as the base color, but I want to have some sort of undertone on it. The other option that I could do is just base the whole thing off-white and then run a light gray shade on it, which is also a great idea. I think we're going to do that. Let's do that. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do off-white. Let's do this a little more old school in scope. Yeah, let's do it. Could happen. All right. Dicey, you're working on zombie stuff, right? I saw you share some of that stuff. So that should be fun. Zombies. Okay. Yeah, so we're going to go basic off-white base color here. Ooh, got a little bit of red in that. Okay. Hey, Larry. Hey, how did you like the Cloud Giant painting? Did you enjoy the translucent parts? I did enjoy painting the Cloud Giant. My complaint is the same one I have every time, which is I always wait until the night before to do something. That was my complaint with the Cloud Giant. So not the Cloud Giant's fault, that was my fault, because when I look at miniatures of the month, I'm like, oh, I can do this, and it would be cool, and I can do this, and it's always like a multiple thing, but I never give myself enough time to do it. So one of the things I did for that miniature of the month is I tried out this AK plastic putty, right? And this is it's. Let me show you guys this product. Look at that. There's always that. I'm not sponsored by any of this stuff, guys. This is just me. I just go to the store. I see something weird. I buy it, and then we get to talk about it. You waited the day of. Nice. All right. So, and what this is, it comes like this, and let me show you this product. Okay. Okay. I just snap off a piece like that, right? And literally what this is literally black silly putty. Okay? It's literally black silly putty. Even bounces. Remember silly putty will bounce? Look at that. So, you know, it's no secret that a lot of artists, a lot of people do airbrush like Heraldez and that kind of stuff, that they use silly putty as masking agent. And so this is silly putty, but the one advantage I would say that this has over silly putty is that this is, because it's black, it's a little easier to see. And the other thing it does, which is an advantage sometimes and sometimes not, is that unlike silly putty, this stuff does droop a bit, and it will pull itself very thin over the part that you're trying to mask. So whereas silly putty, you might like break off a piece, right, and you know, break off a piece and just kind of make up a little bulb there. What's going to happen with this product is it's gonna you know, gravity's gonna start pulling it down and down and down, and then you'll have these like strings like this. If you overcoat the model, it'll just go like that, and you'll start seeing it kind of spill down. So be aware of that. I think if you can just find silly putty, you're probably just better off going to like Big Lots and buying silly putty. For what this is though, I really do like it. And once you get used to the, you know, the droop that it has, that's different than silly putty, it actually becomes a more efficient mask than silly putty is. So, for what it's worth, I mean, it's cool if you do a lot of that airbrushing stuff, and you know, like Larry pointed out, if you are working on models with translucent parts. So what I'm going to do, this is like Venom, right, Dicey? Because I'm going to put it in like that, right, and it's just, I'm just going to put it in like that, and then it's going to, on its own, it will just meld back into the pile of silly putty, and it comes in this tin that I was joking. It reminded me of like Chew. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna buy a pack of Skull, right? I'm just gonna buy this Skull. But yeah, it's okay. Would I buy this again against silly putty? Probably not. But if you do a lot of airbrush work and you don't, silly putty is maybe slightly more tacky than this. It's slightly different. But yeah. But if you're already using silly putty as a mask for airbrush stuff, just keep using silly putty. Okay? Anyways, there you go. That's my black tar. Yeah. Anyways, it's my 30-second review of the AK masking putty. They call it camo putty, but that's just it. You might be worried that you can only use it when you're painting camouflage. No, you're good to go. You can use it on whatever you like. All right. All right. So we're gonna get some color down here on Polka Dot Man. It's really just going to end up being a lot of freehand. So yeah, not going to be the most excited to do this, but it's okay. Right? We all have to make sacrifices. Polka Dot Man is quite cool. Any of you have a favorite kind of trashy Batman villain? You know how Batman has some like real trash tier villains? such as Polka Dot Man, for example. And yeah, I will throw Calendar Man in there. Who else trash tier? Like, who is your favorite trash tier Batman villain? Is Killer Moth considered trash tier? I don't know. Anyways, open for discussion, folks. Oh, look, he actually does. Look at this. If I was paying attention, which I'm not. Oh, what a shame. There actually is. He actually does have some of these polka dots sculpted in, which could be quite helpful. Condiment King. Dicey, Riddler does not count. Riddler is not trash tier Batman villain. Riddler's awesome. Uh-oh. Alright. Riddler. What? Riddler's awesome. I don't know what you're talking about. I do want to paint a green spandex crew. A green spandex Riddler crew for Batman. Be pretty cool. Okay. So yeah, that's wild. He actually does have the spots sculpted in, but they're super hard to see. Right? They're extremely hard to see. Now I'm like really regretting doing this off-white because I could have outlined those dots so I could see them a little. Well, I can still do it using that navy gray wash. I can outline. Riddler's legit, especially in the Arkham Knight. Yeah. But yes, Nelson, I do. My favorite Riddler type crew is the bright green spandex. I like Riddler in the suit, and then I like the whole crew to be in bright green spandex, right? Because I would want to do a cosplay where I'm dressed up as Riddler, and all my friends are in the bright green spandex. So I know you guys are up to the task. That would be the just crappiest thing. We're all going to be part of my costume, and everybody else wears this bright green spandex. I don't think. Let me ask you guys this: Do you have the pack of friends that would be willing to do that for you? That they would all. You're going to go to, WonderCon or Comic-Con or something like that. Would they all be willing to give up their own identity and dignity to wear green spandex for you and essentially be a part of your costume? Okay, Sean would be down. Yes, Sean wins most valuable friend. That actually is pretty awesome. Thank you, Sean. But no, I don't expect anyone to do that for me. You'll put a sock in your pants. Socks are allowed. Kite Man, there you go, Larry. Good call. Kite Man is pretty awesome. Yeah, I would. Yeah, we'd allow. Okay, so there we go. So it sounds like I'll have 3 thugs if I decided to be Riddler. If you can do bright green clockwork orange, yeah, that would be kind of cool, right? Then you could be like, like the clockwork orange, like the Alex DeLarge. That would be kind of cool. You'll never wear spandex, period. People hitting thumbs down. Yes, you must wear bright green spandex and be part of my costumes and walk around. Oh man. How I mean, the supervillains, they get these henchmen to do that because they're rich and super evil and powerful, right? So you got to have something going for you if you're gonna do that. I want to block. Okay, so this is gonna be a little unusual. I'm gonna block the area around the visor and then the belt here in this Flesh Tearers red. It's gonna be too bright of a red. Maybe not. Maybe I should mix like a brick red. I can do that. You know, it happens sometimes. Sometimes you can do that. I've always wanted to do some kind of ensemble costume, though. Not gonna lie, not like that where there's like clearly one character and a bunch of thugs. I'm not interested in doing that. But like, I think it would be cool to do something like, you know, since there's like a pack of us Asian dudes, we could go around as the crazy 88s, right? You've seen those in some of these like conventions as conventions are starting to come back, right? You see guys that are dressed up as like crazy 88s. That would be cool. You could be like, if you're talking about Ren Fair, you'll have people that are dressed up as like, you'll have people that are like a full pirate crew, or let's turn this way. Full pirate crew, or you may have Mongolians, you may have Jesuits, right? When you're walking around Ren Fair. I miss all that stuff. I know everybody in the chat misses that stuff too, right? I definitely miss Ren Fair. I miss Comic-Con was kind of wearing on me, if I'm being honest with you. But WonderCon was fun. I don't know. It's weird. I guess I just miss some things with just, you know, large gatherings of people. Even if I wasn't participating in them, sometimes it was just nice to know that like society was functioning, right? We miss those days, don't we? Vikings would be pretty awesome, Dicey. You know what would be cool? If you were gonna do, why his eyes like googly? If you were gonna do Vikings, like you could have some people dressed up as Vikings and other people that are kind of more like Huns, and you're just part of the same horde. That would be kind of awesome, right? That would be kind of cool. But yeah, that's probably one of the things that I'm really looking forward to, is get back to that. Get back to the convention schedules, and then, you know, the reopening of the theme parks is a big one for my family, because I used to take my kids every weekend. We would go to a theme park, right? We'd either go to Knott's or we'd go to SeaWorld. We'd go to the zoo, either the San Diego Zoo or the Santa Ana Zoo. We would go to the Long Beach Aquarium. We did that like regularly. We did that every and it was just like, you know, because I've always been on the attitude, my dad taught me this, right? That if you work hard during the week, you play just as hard, right? You wake up early on the weekend and you get up and you play. My dad would work like 16-hour days, and then on the weekend he would get up at 6 a.m., and then wake his sons up, me. He would wake us up and we'd wash his car, and then he would go out and play golf for like 12 hours. That was kind of like his philosophy, and he's still that way today. He's retired, but now it's even like no, now he's just running victory laps now. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna go travel everywhere. I'm gonna do lots of stuff. Guy is he's just a maniac. He's awesome, right? He's just living life. So pretty cool. Vikings do not care about where you're from as long as you're a good fighter. Well, Vikings would be really cool if you, especially if you had like a mixed horde. This is what I'm saying. Like if you did Vikings and Huns, and we were just like a mixed horde of people running through the Ren Fair, that would be pretty awesome. That I have like my Ren Fair costumes are I do Chinese Han apparel. So I have like the robes, I have like imperial robes and that kind of stuff. And I'm always at the Ren Fair, I'm always the most comfortable dude at the fair by a mile. Right? By a mile. Okay? I know that there's some guys running around with just like little dolphin shorts on and that kind of thing at the Ren Fair. Trust me, I'm still more comfortable than those guys are because basically, I'm wearing underneath. I've got a t-shirt and shorts on. I'm wearing sandals, and then it's just those Chinese satin robes. They're just light robes. Spanish Inquisition would be amazing, Larry. I would love that. I would love that. We need Spanish Inquisition. If we did that, we kind of have to have roles, right? Because you want to have you got to have like your main cardinal. You at least have to have like the cardinal, then you have to have at least one executioner, and then you got to have some sort of like monk or altar servant, right? You got to have at least. So for Spanish Inquisition, you got to have at least those three. You know, I've seen people do. I've seen people do Jesuits. And Jesuits and Puritans are fun because there's a lot more like role play involved. There's like whaling and proselytizing. There's that aspect of it. But Inquisition, I think, would just be really dark, right? So if we did that route, which one would you want to be dressed as? I think a lot of people would want to be the executioner, right? Because you just wear a black hood and you get to carry the cool weapon, right? It would be, but I also think like don't underestimate like what if you were like the monk or the or the altar boy. A lot of potential there. You could carry, you're carrying the big giant crucifix thing, and I just think there's a lot of funny stuff you could do with that. Yeah, see, Dicey wants to be the altar boy. That would be. I think altar boy would be secretly the funniest one to be. And then you got to have a really strong or scary looking cardinal guy, I think. What color is this thing? Oh, whoops. Forgot his. So his boots are that same sort of brick red color. Yeah, Spanish Inquisition would be kind of cool. My family would go to the Ren Fair every year, but we would never we would only get like maybe a couple of people to meet us there. We've never been able to pull off like a group costume thing. The easiest thing to do would just be pirates and just be like, okay, everybody come as pirates. Or they do have Steampunk Weekend. You can just say, okay, everyone show up as your favorite Malifaux character or whatever. The priest carrying the Book of Armaments. You know, we forgot one. You can also have somebody there as the, you know, as the heathen, right? Just a little battered and bruised. You get the skinniest guy in your group of friends to be that guy, right? The skinniest dude. Look like he's been starved out a little bit. I, but yeah, I would really like to hit like a Ren Fair in force in like a big costume setup like that. Any other like cool group costumes you guys can think of? I was saying Court of Owls would be an easy one if I wanted to just go with my family to like a, you know, uh, to like Comic-Con or whatever. We just put on our suits and just put on and wear some owl masks. You could bust out a Zulu. That would be pretty sweet. If we, there's too many ways that could go wrong though. If let's just say if we participated in a questionable way, right? But what about like, you know, you could always do like supervillain teams too. Would be fun, right? Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, Sinister Six, that kind of stuff. What is the name? This is an embarrassing question for me to ask, but what is the name of like the the Legion of Doom, right? Lex Luthor's, yeah. Legion of Doom would be pretty cool if you're gonna do a group contest. I mean, a group costume. A lot of cool characters in Legion of Doom. I do have a, um, I do have a Yellow Lantern costume, right? So I could be what's his name? Uh, Thanks to Falcon and Winter Soldier, the easiest cosplay ever now would be any of the Flag Mashers. Yeah, that's true. All you need is a mask. Yeah, Sinister Six would be cool. You could do Craven. That'd be pretty sweet. Who would I want to be on Sinister Six? I would want to be Mysterio or Doc Ock. Would be kind of cool. My issue with Sinister Six is most of those costumes would be really uncomfortable to wear all day, right? Save maybe Vulture. I guess Sandman wouldn't be too bad. We're just blocking out the main colors right now. You Masters of Evil? You mean Skeletor and his crew? That Masters of Evil? Man. I mean, obviously everyone would love to be Skeletor, but there's some great ones in there too. Merman might be interesting. Oh, Captain Cold. I'm thinking like He-Man universe. Right? You could have Beastman, Merman, Buzz Off. Ah, it's a bummer. Fakor. Too good, man. I know that's not what we're talking about, but I'm gonna indulge myself here. He-Man. He-Man bad guys are kind of cool. Okay, I need like an actual red shade. Let's see if I can find a decent red shade. Beastman. Yeah, one day I will get around to painting some of my Masters of the Universe miniatures, which are still sitting right here. It's so sad, right? I will get around to painting this Skeletor. He's so cool. That might have to be my Marcus proxy when I just feel like swapping Marcus out for Skeletor at some point. Yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty sure when my boys get old enough, my son Octavius is already talking about doing group costumes, but so far we have kind of been vetoing his ideas, right? He was like, let's all be different stages of Xenomorph one year for Halloween, which let's be honest is an awesome idea, but yeah, that's a little more work than Mom and I are willing to put forth at this time. That's just very cool theory in theory, son, but that's a lot of work. But yeah, we'll get to that point. I mean, when he was 1, we all dressed as sriracha bottles for Halloween one year, and we won a prize for that. So that was cool. Seriously, I should have like red. Should have a decent red wash here. That's Mr. Stinky Dude. Twitch. Right? We could do, since it's 3 of us boys and mom, we could do Fantastic Four one year, right? I know my little 4-year-old would love to be Thing. I just don't think we could keep him in place long enough to put all the makeup on. Or maybe we we just make a little foam muscle suit for him. Oh man. I just need a red wash. Here we go. Hordak looks fun. Yeah. I have Man-at-Arms too. I could use him in who could I use Man-at-Arms for? Maybe I could use him in Aristea or something. Man-at-Arms does just have he just flat out has a weird look to him. Let's just be real. But yeah, we could do, there's a lot of cool costumes you could be once you're. I'm assuming I would get full cooperation from my boys, but we know that's not going to happen. But hey, just indulge me here. We talk about this kind of stuff. We could do Incredibles just without Violet, right? The little guy could be Jack Jack, right? Little Dash and little Jack Jack. Be kind of cool. Okay. Like, you cannot see this guy at all with that white background. So let's start blocking in some colors here. Okay. So we're just going to use contrast paints to start to block in some of these colors. The biggest one here really being the blue disc he's on. But yeah, hoping you guys can make it to the Guild Ball tournament on the 16th. That would be really, really fun if you could be a part of that. Be good to get the crew back together, And then after that, the following weekend, we've got a paint day scheduled. So the Guild Ball tournament is on the 16th. There's paint day on the 23rd, and then in June, I want to run something for Malifaux. Not a tournament, because it just takes your meta a while to get to the point where you could reasonably do a tournament. Thundercats or Silverhawks. Oh, would be down for either of those. I would lean a little bit more towards Silverhawks as a costume. I just feel it would be more comfortable. Right? You could have the Copper Kid, if you remember that, from Silverhawks. Right? You have Quicksilver. You have the twins. I forget the names of the twins on Silverhawks. And then you have the guy with the hat. And then you have the Copper Kid. Right? You get the weird voice thing. Silverhawks is pretty great. Pretty great show. Obviously, Thundercats would be super fun. But costuming would be kind of difficult. I'd let Octavius be Lion-O. I'll be Tigra. I'll be Tigra or Panthro. Uh-oh. Mess that up a little bit. My son did want to be Avengers one year. He did say that, like one year he wanted to do Avengers, but we didn't get around to doing that. You need someone to play a full D list of villains. Well, Chris owns so much Batman. He would be the guy to ask if you wanted him to try it. He does have just about everybody we talked about, plus Gentleman Ghost. Oh man, what a mess. It's so hard to get the dots, nice and keep the dots nice and tight, circular wise. Oof. Yeah, this is gonna be rough. Gonna be rough. Let's see. Yeah, this is why we can't finish him on stream, because this is going to take hours to do all the little dots. Tell you what, let's just do the big dots for now. And then you guys can kind of see where we're going to take this guy. Right? So just contrast just to get the main colors down. And just get them blocked. Nelson, I think you were asking me if I had a slot open, right? Which I should this week. So hit me up anytime, whenever is convenient for you, sir. And we'll get to work. I don't know what you had in mind for the next project. But it'll be fun because I know we're going to play it, right? Okay. We get some yellow down. Cool. Yeah, because this is going to do it pretty much for this project. Once this guy's done, you saw all the other minis are going to be done for this, so yeah, we will be ready for the next one. Yeah, no problem. I'm going to free up a little bit of time to work on some Rasputina stuff, but I'm sure whatever you got going should be manageable. Yeah, it's a bummer you couldn't do any gaming this weekend. I know that always puts me in a bad mood. Not gonna lie, when I can't do gaming on a weekend, right, or get out and do some hobby, it puts me in a bad mood. This is something my wife knows very well about me. So she's like, she'll take notice. Like if I haven't left the house, she'll straight up just kick me out. Like get out and try to enjoy yourself because I'm not dealing with you being a sourpuss for the rest of the weekend. Oh man. That's just me though. right? That's just, I will just fully cop to that character flaw. That is just me. Oof. And that is what sucks about contrast paint. When you get it on something that you don't mean to get it on, it can suck. It can suck a lot. So you gotta kind of flood the area, and then if it's really bad, you paint back over it. But I think this is manageable. I think I can salvage that. Or not. You can't salvage that. You can't actually use contrast medium as an eraser. You didn't get to do anything? Yeah, no. I don't care. I know it's a first world problem, but see, I suffer from that same first world problem, so we're okay. You're in a spot where, right? I will just agree with your pain, sir. That's not working. That red really kind of sucks. Okay. Here's what we'll do. Yeah, it's a bummer though. It really is when you know, you work hard during the week. I know you put in a lot of hours at work, Nelson, and so I know what that's like. You know, you get a couple days off, you want to do something. Like I totally feel that. Like that's part of the reason why I can function normally, right? Is having a little time like that where I can just kick back, blow off some steam with you guys, play a couple games, you know. Want to get in some more Way of the Fighter too. I Sean, I might hit you up tomorrow. Depends. I kind of have a busy Monday ahead of me, but I might be able to free up for some Way of the Fighter. Hopefully we don't have weird suspect weather like we did last week. Okay, so you can kind of see the right. You can kind of see the gist of this character. Very cool. And since we're here, let's do some green polka dots on him. Now, I may not be getting the exact dot that's sculpted in, but as long as the general pattern is okay and the dots don't look horrific, probably be all right. I mean, that is still fairly impressive that they actually do have dots that you can paint on the model. I was not expecting that. I thought it was just a full freehand. actually kind of cool, right? It's really not that bad at all once you start doing the dots. Okay. Okay, there you go. Let's do yellow dots. Yeah, as long as you can get the dots in without them, you know, looking entirely out of whack, should be okay. And I'm lucky too, this brush is keeping a really nice tip for this. Any questions, comments, threats? How are we doing, guys? We're going to be calling this stream here in a little bit, but I honestly think I'm doing pretty well on these dots, so I think we are going to be able to make it, guys. If you guys want to hang out for just a little bit longer. All right. If not, go to bed. I'll just continue to dot these up. Fine. You can go live your life, I guess, if you absolutely need to. You can be that. Be that way, I suppose. Honestly, I wouldn't have sculpted in the dots. It seems like a massive pain. And it's about as difficult to just freehand the dots in. It's pretty good. All right, let's do the next color. So we'll do green. Wait, we did green, right? We still need a few more blue. Need to get to school. All right, man. Thanks for tuning in, Dicey. Hopefully you can do some streaming while I'm conscious. I know right now, like based on your Twitch stream schedule, it's usually like 2 or 3 in the morning. By the time I see it, or by the time it's on. So unfortunately, I have not been able to join in on your streams, but hopefully we can do that, and maybe we can even, I know I'm pushing it a little bit, but maybe we could even hop on a stream if I'm ever clear in the middle of my work day. Right, so anyways, have a good one, dude. Okay. Pretty good. All right, only dots left to do are the red. And then he's basically color blocked, right? So the only stuff left to do once he's color blocked, is going to be just to enhance the larger pieces. All right. All right. You'll see once the red dots come in, then this model really does look like, then he does look like a package of Wonder Bread. For those of you old enough to remember Wonder Bread. Every house had Wonder Bread back in the day. And every kid, every person my age, I know Larry remembers this. Remembers what the bag of Wonder Bread looks like. And hint, it looks exactly like that. So there you go. Pretty awesome. Okay. He's pretty awesome, I will say that. Oh yeah. Yeah, every household in America roughly had at least one bag of Wonder Bread. Even the parents that were like, "Oh no, we give our kids healthy bread, right? We give them whole wheat bread." Nah, they still had a package of Wonder lying around somewhere. It's pretty funny. This guy, just yeah, you want to describe him? He just looks like a bag of Wonder Bread. Pretty. This is super nice. Whoa. I mean, that's how, when we were growing up, that's how good product marketers were. Is they, like, everything was iconic, right? I could tell you, if you took a tube of toothpaste from the 80s and you covered the name over the toothpaste. And I know Larry can do this too, because he's also been programmed by 80s consumerism. Like, you could identify just based on the color of the packaging what brand of toothpaste it was, and that still basically holds true today, right? You could still, right, if they handed you a red box, you could say, oh no, that's Colgate in there, right? If they handed you a blue box and they told you that the first color of the brand name was red, you'd say, oh, that's a That's a tube of Crest. If they told you, oh, this is red, white, and blue toothpaste, you'd go, oh, that's Aquafresh, right? We would know all. This is just our brain just knows all of this useless marketing stuff because of how good marketing was in the 80s, right? You know that. You know, like, you knew that if the detergent box was orange, it's a box of Tide. You knew that if you know if your meat came in a yellow plastic packaging, it was Oscar Mayer, right? We know all this stuff. We just know that, and I understand it still holds true today, but I just think like it was never more powerful. Just packaging. Packaging was never more powerful than in like the 80s. When there was, well, in the 80s, it was, everything was, there were 2 to 3 brands of everything, and your family was in one camp or the other, right? You were like a Tide family, or you were a Cheer family. You were a Crest family, or you were an AIM family, right? You were a McDonald's family or a Burger King family. Do you remember, what was that show? It was that TV show that came on before. No, it came on after That's Incredible. You remember that show, That's Incredible? Yeah, it was a TV show that came on after That's Incredible, where they would do these. They would do those brands against each other. And I remember one where we were my family we would watch TV like that, and one day they had a taste test of a Big Mac versus a Whopper. Okay, Big Mac versus the Whopper, right? McDonald's versus Burger King. Jif or Skippy, right? Yeah, you know this, the packaging. If the lettering's all red, it's Skippy. If it's 3 different colors, it's Jif. Anyway, yeah. So they did this taste test of Whopper versus Big Mac, and my family we were like worshiping at the cult of McDonald's, basically, right? McDonald's could do no wrong when we were kids. They had 10-cent cheeseburgers 10-cent hamburgers on Tuesdays, right? So we were McDonald's diehard fans, and they did this taste test, the Whopper versus the Big Mac, and everybody was picking the Whopper. Like, oh, the Whopper is a way better. It's flame broiled, it's got the ingredients taste fresher, the beef tastes fresher. And we were watching that show, and we were so loyalist back in those days. Like, we wouldn't be caught dead at a Burger King. And we saw this program, and we were like, no way, that's bull. No way is McDonald's ever going to lose to Burger King. But, when I became like 12, 13, when I was older, and I tried a Whopper for the first time, I was like, wait a minute. I've been lied to. The Whopper is better than because the Big Mac, come on, let's face it, the Big Mac is a little gross. Okay, it's just a little gross. The couple of fried patties with the Thousand Island, they call it special sauce, right? It had pickles, onions, mayo, and cheese. Okay, that's kind of gross. There isn't a vegetable other than the onions. There isn't a vegetable, and okay, arguably the pickles, but it didn't have tomato. It didn't have lettuce. What was that thing? It was just not okay. It had a 3rd piece of bread in it. What was that all about? Why do you need 3 pieces of bread? And it wasn't until later that you had, you had like the double. You had double stack burgers. They were like, yeah, who the hell needs this 3rd piece of bread in the middle of the burger? And then McDonald's came out with it was a big deal. McDonald's came out with the McDLT. Okay, it came out with a burger that had that they made a big deal out of it having lettuce and tomato on it, and you're like, wait, the Whopper already came with that, right? The Whopper comes standard with vegetables, lettuce and tomato. And McDonald's came out with the McDLT, and they tried to be so fancy about it that you would have you would have half of the sandwich on one side, so you'd have the top of the bun and the patty on one side, and then the other side of the packaging was the other half of the bun, and it had lettuce and tomato on it. And it was like it's like, oh, this side keeps the vegetables fresh, and this side keeps the patty warm. And we were like, what? It's just a Whopper that they split. But hey, but you see, Nelson is right. McDonald's, they won that argument. McDonald's still managed to just penetrate the whole world. Right? McDonald's is everywhere. But it was not off the strength of the Big Mac versus the Whopper. That's for damn sure. Okay, the 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 Whopper is is just a superior burger to the Big Mac. And I realize I'm talking about garbage tier burgers at this point. But yeah, oh yeah, they have the Impossible Burger. Burger King, Burger King has been laid low. We'll just say that, right? Burger King has been laid low. They have Burger King had they have paper straws now. Their fries are just god awful. Right? But how did McDonald's win? It had obviously had superior marketing. But things like chicken McNuggets, McDonald's had the McRib, as many people that hate the McRib. McRib is a divisive topic, I get it, but hey, love it or hate it, the McRib was a differentiator, right? McDonald's had, but like if you look at Burger King they have some things they just do better. The Whopper is better. The BK Big Fish is better than the McDonald's fish fillet. Okay, it's just, sorry, I'm just stating it as fact. If you don't agree with me, well, that's your problem. But yeah. Yeah. Soap fries from BK. Yeah, that's right. The Monopoly Scratcher game, which was a hoax, right? Didn't they get in trouble for that? That it was like, I don't remember. But yeah, I don't know, man. McDonald's versus Burger King. Wendy's was never even considered part of. Wendy's was not even part of that war, which is really interesting because I believe, right, the guy who, Dave Thomas or whatever, was a pretty instrumental guy. So was Carl Karcher on the Carl's Jr. side, Carl's Jr. / Hardee's, depending on what part of the country you lived in. You shut your mouth on the fillet of fish. The sliced piece of cheese. Yeah, fillet of fish is terrifying. It's just cheese, fish, and tartar sauce. It was a terrifying sandwich. The BK Big Fish is better. Sorry, right? Yeah, see? We're still passionate about this argument today. But no, McDonald's won the argument, just like I said, on better marketing, better advertising, and they had a plan. They had a better plan for how to infiltrate the world. Right? We thought McDonald's was going to be one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. But, it ended up being tech, right? It ended up being Google, Facebook, Twitter, Amazon, right? Those were the actual four horsemen of the apocalypse. Yeah, BK Big Fish. You know, some painting streams, they argue about what Primark is the best. Our painting stream, we argue about which fast food joint made the better fish sandwich. These are important topics, okay? Put your Primark down for a second. Let's talk about some real stuff here. All right, who made the better fish sandwich? No, seriously. Oops. Yeah. Honestly, a lot of McDonald's stuff is pretty gross when you look at it. But I still, like I said, I still like my McNuggets. I'll still get a sausage McMuffin with egg from McDonald's, right? There's still stuff that I will partake of at a McDonald's. KFC is one of the four horsemen of the apocalypse. But this is the thing. I think KFC, at least in the last, we'll say the last 10 years, KFC has been starting to get its ass handed to it by Popeyes. Don't get me talking about Popeyes because it's like right. I get pretty passionate about Popeyes, guys. You know that. Popeyes it's just a very important place to me. Put it that way. Right? And then if we're gonna go that route, obviously so is Jollibee. Because, gotta represent for my people. Jollibee is amazing. The fact that Japan has KFC for Christmas dinner is an option. Yeah. I mean, yeah, KFC is good, but they lost a bunch of share in the late 90s. They started losing some share to El Pollo Loco, right? And then more recently, Popeyes has really become the powerhouse in that, right? That damn chicken sandwich that I love so much. I still have the Popeyes chicken sandwich once a week, not gonna lie. Still love me that chicken sandwich. Okay, let's be real. Yeah, the cracky chicken sandwiches, man. Love those. Right? Popeyes is no joke. We're gonna talk about Church's. Y'all have Church's chicken? Church's chicken is like 2,000% salt. And guess what? It's delicious. I'll put it to you that way. All right. See how shiny he was? He's like, look at how even he is now. Yeah, with the sealer. Even Adam West Batman. Remember how shiny he was? Still a little shiny in the face, but because we kind of want that. But he's a lot smoother now. Okay. Oh no, I may still give Adam West Batman a little bit of work tomorrow. Right? We'll have a look at these though. Chris didn't hop on to see all his stuff done. This is a big commission though. Look at all this stuff. Just lots of pieces. Lots and lots of pieces to this commission. Bullock is awesome. You do love the extra crispy. Oh yeah. I do love, don't get me wrong, I still love my KFC, right? I do love KFC, but right now Popeyes is killing it. Right? And Popeyes is filling a much needed gap with you know, the popcorn shrimp and stuff. So like if you used to go to Long John Silver, for the 4 people that remember Long John Silver, if you if you went to Long John Silver, you know you don't have that anymore. You don't have that. Just pull into a drive-through and just get random bits of seafood thrown into a deep fryer. Popeyes still, at least you can still get the popcorn shrimp, right? You can't get hush puppies. It's kind of a bummer, but you know you can get you can get the shrimp at least. Oh man, let me give him a minute to dry. I want to hit him with some sealer too while we're all here, so that tomorrow I can just photograph these. Then we should be kind of good to go. Then I just got to figure out a drop-off time with Chris. Yeah. Man, Church's Chicken. Do I recommend Church's Chicken? No, I don't. It's not, you know, if you had a Church's Chicken and you had a Popeyes or a KFC anywhere within the next couple of miles, obviously go for one of those other 2, but you know, in a pinch, have some Church's Chicken. All right, I'll give this guy a quick seal. Any other fast food joints? We'll talk pizza next time, guys. Right? Domino's versus Pizza Hut versus Papa John's. Don't answer today. We have to do that. It'll be a separate feed where we just argue about pizza. This all started because Polka Dot Man looks like a package of Wonder Bread. Just point that out. That's what happens. All right. Let's give him a seal. I'm still going to have to come back and touch him up a little bit. But we were able to kind of get him blocked off. All right. There will be a pizza war. I don't know. I don't feel that passionate about the fast food pizza joints, but you know, you get a good pizza joint, then yeah, then I can see, you know, people get pretty passionate about what their favorite pizza is. We could argue about toppings too, obviously. The big one being pineapple and its suitability as a topping. You know, me being an Islander, I have no problem with pineapple on anything. But, you know, people feel differently. They may be wrong, and that's okay. But anyway, all right, guys. So it is 11:30, and we are done. We're going to call the stream here. I want to thank everyone for watching. Have a good night, guys. We'll catch you on the next one.